Shall I go quickly with my guy a little bit already, or just?
We'll
Oh yeah,
don't
wait,
worry
wait.
about that. I'll check them. I'll check with them about that. We'll do a little tour. Hey, Cheryl, welcome. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for us to do session 0.
Yeah, me too. Me too. We don't have much time left with Owen, who is a dad and who has responsibilities and needs to be off. And but he can commit with us for the next 3 sessions, no problem. But on this one, it was a bit of a surprise, him committing to that, so he cannot be there more than. So the next 10, 15 minutes, we'll just do a little round. We'll just use that time, Owen, just to do a little presentation round. Just take like 5 minutes each to say hello, to say why we're here, why we would want to play, why we want to play this game, why what we're after, playing Werewolf, and possibly add as well a little bit at the end what kind of veil you would like to add. I know that we've added already. I usually don't do stuff like that, like line and veils and stuff, but because it's a project about, it's like to discover the world of, it's like free to play, learn to play. So yeah, we're gonna do veils. Yeah, so it's basically veils is stuff you're okay to hear about, but you don't want to see it in the story. You don't want to have a zoom in on it. So we had a quick already exchange with Kat about what we would like not to see, and about me, it's because it's not going to be a romance-based scenario. I'm not super keen on wasting time on zooming in on sexuality. That would be something that's not. It's not like it's not in. It wouldn't fit the narrative. So that's my take on that. Well, and that's all. Apart from that, you know me. We're beginning to know each other. I'm not going to talk a lot more about myself. Kat, tell us about yourself, if you please. Or maybe let's start with Owen. So he won't be in a rush. He won't be in a rush.
Oh.
You have your 2 to 5 minutes to be quicker than you usually are, Owen. I know Owen well because we played together on we played the One Ring, the Shard of the Past campaign, and Owen is very locate, and it's a pleasure to listen to him. But this time, Owen, you know yourself. You give yourself a chance to be concise.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No. All right. No, well, I'm Owen. I've been playing in the shards with 80, and that's been heaps of fun. And there are just 2 players at this stage, so I probably get a little bit more time to talk, right? And yeah, super fun. And I saw the werewolf thing. I think it was a month ago, and I was like, oh, cool. And it looked like it would fit. And then I thought, oh no, session 0 won't fit. And then I was like, I'll back out. And then I thought, oh, well, I can make the other 3. So cool. Yeah. And then it ends up just being 15 minutes. So I've had a read through the rules. I love apocalypse, the apocalypse concept, the whole werewolf thing. It's kind of amazing. It's awesome. And I've got a bit of a character going on already. I think the Arun sort of warrior, and then the Gale Stalker, the hunter. And I might I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to go kind of with a bit of a sniper speciality, so I can actually so sort of a hunter guy, tracker, and then the sort of hunting rifle kind of concept. So yeah, we do have that option to shoot someone from a distance, basically. Anyway, that's not really about me. I'm in New Zealand and got kids, and just getting back into role playing after I was right into it in the 80s. And it's been really fun to just sort of get into that side of my mind again. Really nice to meet you guys, and I'm sorry I can't be here for the whole session, and I know we're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. You did well.
Yeah, I had my little clock on. Yeah.
All right, Kat, tell us about you, please. Yeah,
Catherine, from the only other country in the world, except New Zealand, that doesn't have animals that will kill you. No dangerous and no poisonous or venomous animals in Denmark too.
What? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not even neighbors?
Neighbors that will kill me? I think it's the other way around.
Okay. Okay. So you better play werewolf because
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
I have chosen to play Black Fairy, Philodox, Game Warden, Wolf background. So a more
But
nature.
why werewolf? Why werewolf? Why do you want to play werewolf?
The easiest answer would probably be because lollygag after playing it, and I have played Vampire earlier, so I like the World of Darkness. It's the only way I can explore this world without it getting to me too much. RPG is just the best way to interact, and
Sweet.
Werewolf is it's a good way to let out some steam.
Yeah. Do you have some veil you want to let people know about, or are you good to go?
I don't think I have much else than the child gore. No, don't rip children to pieces. That I can't do with that.
Okay. Okay, we remember that.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned, child abuse, sexual abuse.
Child abuse, child gore
definitely.
is not on camera. Okay. Sound. It's it makes sense. Niels, tell us about yourself. Thank you, Kat. Awesome.
So I'm Niels. I'm from Germany. I've till now not played a World of Darkness role-playing game. Only in video games. I started with Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines, the old one, and I got really hooked. And then through some means, I got some core books and everything. The main problem I have is I have them in English only, and most of my German friends don't really want to play a game which they have to read the rules in English. So this has not worked out for me. And then I saw about this and I thought, well, let's give it a try. I've only played role-playing games which were not so storyteller driven. Like I've only played D&D and another kind of German D&D, so this is more like mechanics, I guess. But first time for everything. So yeah. And Werewolf, I don't know. It's I've read the core rulebook more or less, and I thought it sounded interesting. So here I am.
Nice one. Thank you. And Cheryl, finally, before Owen gets to go, tell us about yourself.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Owen. I'm Cheryl. I'm in California in the United States of America. I've been playing various tabletop games since like 2010. So Dungeons and Dragons, different Powered by the Apocalypse games, and World of Darkness stuff, but primarily like Vampire the Masquerade. I've never gotten to play in a werewolf game before, but I've always really liked the idea of the setting with the werewolves trying to be like warriors for nature and for Gaia, and dealing with how they've fucked that up in the past. Yeah, so I'm really excited to get to play with everybody.
Nice one, sweet. Yeah. This. How did they fuck it up, and how can they? I don't know. Atone for that. I don't know. It seems hopeless, but we'll see. I think each Garo will deal with it his own way. We have Harano and Hauglask, yeah. So it's either depressive or fucking it pisses them off bad. It's just, it doesn't change the fact that they're fucked, but they can at least deal with it somehow. I don't know. I'm curious. It's for me like it's been 30 years since I was delving into Werewolf, so this version is came up. So it was really the said lies. It's time now. It's been too long. So cool. So let's go into. There's so much to go through. Usually, I like to go create characters, do the character sheet stuff, do the dots and the pips and all that at the end, But here's gonna be a bit of a mixed. We'll storytell. It's because the way it's built together, it brings the character sheet is built so like the story and the dots and the stats, they go together sort of. So let's talk about the concept first. Let's take a moment, up to 5 minutes each, hearing about just generally what kind of guy you want to be, and share with the others about just metagame it completely, like I want to be the big badass scary guy. I want to be the soft intelligent one, whatever. And how do you how do they compare, and how does the pack build? So you can as well look at be after the concept for the pack, a concept for your pack. I let you go, guys. Just brainstorm that out. We have more or less 20 minutes to do that. If you want to be on time to do everything and check every point, where I need to be a bit tight with you and tell you how much time we have for each segment.
All right. Just because I have to go shortly, I'll just say one thing. One good thing about the recording is I'll be able to have a look at kind of what you guys put together after I leave. But my guy was kind of, I was thinking, I like that sort of climate change sort of activist. We're in an apocalypse, but the whole green activist, gonna take it to a bit of a mean level. But my guy's warrior, hunter, tracker. And I did sort of, like in my mind, I quite like the idea of us maybe some sort of communal organic garden sort of get together, possibly near the forest, or maybe in a derelict urban setting, something kind of a day thing that we kind of did together, maybe.
Your cairn is already decided. It's part of the scenario. You guys gonna be protecting the oldest forest of Europe.
Oh wow!
In Poland, which is an old growth forest, the Puszcza, which is a primordial forest that existed since the prehistoric times. It's at the border with Bialowierza. Belarus.
Oh wow, that's beautiful. Awesome.
So you have a beautiful glade somewhere in the middle of a primordial forest. near a little village, a couple miles near the wall to Belarus.
Yeah, so I thought, maybe like a little communal garden sort of thing a little hidden community that we sort of are involved in. We can also be involved in stuff in the village separately, but that could be our kind of place that we just sort of hang out and eat organic vegetables and stuff. But that's just, you guys can throw that out the window. There's no problem. But my guy's a hunter, tracker, and yeah.
Okay, how does that play out with the other concept? Possibly, Niels, you had already a warrior in mind. I don't. It's you to me. I'm open to any. You can be 4 Aruns. You know. The point is not to have a balanced group. It's to have a group, a pack that you like.
Yeah, Owen, did you have a tribe in mind too?
Yeah, is that the Gale Stalker? I think it is, right? Yeah, I'm the Gale Stalker, which is kind of, that's where I get the hunter thing from. Yeah, that's
Cool.
sort of the, yeah.
Yeah, so I would, as already said, I would probably also want to play a more martial focused guy. I have only a concept in mind right now, not mechanically not thought out yet completely, so I don't even have a picked tribe yet. But I was thinking about, I said also martial focused, but ideologically probably very different than your character, Owen, because I thought of more of a either ex-army, Polish army, maybe even government agent type of person, who's like thrust into this world and into this, into the being a Garou. And maybe his loyalties are also, a little bit shaky. He likes the whole thing about protecting the forest because it's the forest in the border region between Belarus, a country which is, of course, an enemy to Poland, at least normally. So maybe he thinks he at least in his mind joined the group just to out of a patriotic sense, more or less. Yeah, something like that, like really government agent type of person. Well, that might cause some interesting social conflict between an activist, somebody who's doing it for the cause, and somebody who's doing it, because they think they can protect their country or whatever ideals or whatever.
Yeah, nationalism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, versus globalism. Yeah, cool.
I can go next. I had a couple ideas kind of going. I was waiting to see what other folks were leaning towards. Maybe I'm gonna pitch. I was thinking of making a Glasswalker Theurge. I was really interested in the idea of spirits in the spirit world. I am kind of interested in bringing a Glasswalker in too, to have a little bit of this bridge between human society and like the werewolf society and like the modern world and like the natural spiritual world. I was a little bit interested in exploring how do you keep those balances. And especially since Kat had mentioned making a character that's very like wolf focused, I thought it might be cool to have someone who's very focused on like technology and like the modern society and what you can do with that. And maybe what are its strengths in terms of how do you change or prevent the apocalypse in a way that being a wolf in a forest wouldn't give you access to?
Cool.
Sounds very awesome.
Deadly. Mm-hmm. The contrast, yeah, nice. Cat.
And I a bit on the other side. The Philodox is the what's it called, seeing both sides. So both the humans and the wolf, but I more to show them nature. So keeping the nature, it's a protected area. It's have areas with untouched nature. So more a listener, surveying situations. Does that make sense? My English, I'm not always sure, so please feel free to speak up if
No,
you're
but
unsure of my meaning.
sure, brainstorm. Just
Yep.
just let it go. Let it out. And at this point of the concept, it's as much you discovering, how to express it and stuff. So don't. Yeah, if it's if it's German, if it's in English, if you say it in French, if you prefer, whatever, it's more about getting the energy of what, like it's really like hew the concept in the rough shape of the concept. So anything, it can be keywords, associations. Doesn't have to be a pre-written paragraph on what you're planning to be.
Yep.
It's cool.
So yeah.
So mediator, yeah.
Yeah, mediator and nature type, and I played with the thought of having a wolf brother following me. So we're from the same pack, but he isn't turned werewolf. Again, if it's possible, it's a thought. And I like the idea that Owen had with having a place in the woods for ourselves. But again, the park have tourism. They have guided tracks. So being close, but in this old forest.
Yeah. So you
and the
born wolf.
Yes.
Born wolf, and the three other guys, you're born human. Yeah. 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 Cool. Yeah, it's a good ratio. I mean, I'd rather have that than 4 born wolves. Would be like fucking. How do we GM? How do we play it? Yeah. And
All right. Sorry, Eddie.
Owen.
Hey, I love session 0. This is awesome. You guys are this is looking really cool. Lovely to meet you, and look forward to next week. And I'll check out the recording and throw some ideas up on the chat, and we'll get there. This is very cool. Enjoy the rest of the session with Eddie, and see you later. Huh?
Bye bye. See you,
Bye,
Owen. Have a good
Owen.
day.
Bye. You too.
Bye bye.
See you. Bye.
Yeah, it's New Zealand there. It's in the morning. It's 9:30 in the morning at his place. Tomorrow, the day after, it's
on
he's
Sunday now.
Yeah, he's in the future. Yeah. And American San Francisco. Yeah, you're a bit in the past.
Yeah, it's only noon for me.
Yes. Did you had lunch? Did you have lunch?
Yeah. I had
Okay.
I had another bowl of cereal before we started, and I've got a little cup of tea while we're talking.
Mhm. Awesome. So Owen, I will take him through the process, the character creation process. He had his pips and dots already, his concept in mind, but there's much more than that. There's a lot more questions and brainstorming, letting a bit our minds go wild and interact with each other's idea. I like when character creation as well. Session 0 is about people asking each other's question. Like if you see that the Neil's concept evoke something that he hasn't mentioned, and that you really want to question that aspect, ask him. And likewise, between the three of you. Now that there is only 3 of you now, And me too. Of course, I'm going to ask question about things that you didn't mention, or that I'm inspired by, or stuff like that. Cool. So yeah, I think we have 4 very different concepts. Even though we have 2 Aruns, a Philodox and a Theurge. So that's already that's 3 auspices out of 5, which is awesome. I like the fact as well that the pack isn't a harmonious whole, and that there are missing parts, and that gives where is the weak spot. So that gives a lot of character to the pack already. So let's go now a bit. What time is it? Yeah, we're good. Wolf born human. Yeah. Let's go with the humans first, Cheryl. If you want to tell us what kind of human life you had before your first change, who you were, what you were doing, when that happened, how old you are today, where did you spend your time, why you were doing what you were doing, and keep in mind that this needs to be. We're not prepping for a campaign. We're just like trying to, in fact, get a sense of what is it to create a werewolf character. We're doing 2 things. We're prepping for a one shot, but we're as well exploring what is it to create a werewolf character for a werewolf game, and so look for like things that could be either they tell you about what is the werewolf setting about, or they're like, yeah, something just for the fun, or there's something you want to use for a one shot, something handy, snappy, a short ID, something that you whatever you were a hunter, so you have a good sense of the geography or stuff like that. See where I'm coming from, more or less. So yeah, take each 5 minutes just to brainstorm through that. So you were a human up until your first change. Who were you?
Yeah, if we're going to be protecting a cairn with one of the primal forests in Poland, in my mind, my little glasswalker probably grew up like in Warsaw or one of the big cities, and probably was like into tinkering and electronics and garage rock and little homemade robotics and things that you can make with like the Lego kits and stuff. Since she's a glass walker, I imagine that she was probably identified by the other folks and purposefully pushed into her change in a controlled way rather than having the explosive ways.
Okay.
Since it's a lot harder to hide and cover up in the middle of a city when somebody flips out and turns into a werewolf.
Yeah. We were coming to that. We were coming to the first change, but yeah, it's good to know that. So you were sort of tagged already by Luna. Yeah, you had this vibe that you were about to have a change, and they saw you coming. They scented you.
Yeah, I imagine being a Theurge that it's like she already had a skill or a gift at like talking to machines and like getting them to work the way that she needed them to, like without even realizing that like, yes, all of these things in urban environments also have spirits. Just being the kind of person where
like you show up at there is a lift, You always arrive when the door of the lift open, stuff like that.
Yeah. Or like when the printer is jammed, being the person who could be like, okay, come on, like what's the problem? And like pull the paper out and like push the button and now it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Good.
in my mind then, if we're going to be in a forest or working to protect this cairn, maybe my girl can be like a recent transplant over there, like coming in from the city environment to be like, I'm gonna learn more about nature and what I can bring back to the cities, and I'm gonna see what I can bring here to help support these guys.
Maybe you were tricked somehow to go on a. You got your first change in there. Maybe
Ooh.
they found a way to they needed an engineer or something. Some kind of company there needed an engineer or someone trained in technology. And in fact, there was a Garu trick to get you up somewhere safe. I don't know. Could that be? We'll talk about that. Could that be a spirit that led you there? Because spirits as well can be like envoys from other werewolves. Or it's just instinct that or fate. There is like a million ways we could go about it. Look for snappy ideas and pick whichever that make most sense. No need to go for now super deep, but you have already a lot to dig with. Niels, what do you think?
Yeah, so I thought of a more or less young Polish man who I don't know, maybe because of his family, was also in the military. Shortly after school, joined the military and worked maybe in the military counterintelligence division that protects the Polish military from foreign influences. And yeah, I don't know, maybe something like the first change maybe even happened in the forest. Maybe there was an attack, something happened, a border skirmish or whatever. And well, when shit hit the fan, he also, maybe went a little bit crazy. Maybe was found or seen by some other werewolves or Garu in the area and picked up something like that. I don't
But
think
before
he had
that,
any.
why did he pick? Why did he pick the army? Why did he pick counterintelligence or whatever it's called? Why? Why being? Why martial like that? Why is this boy became? Because he went from a plastic pistol to a real one.
Probably due to the more or less dangerous geopolitical situation and, of course, his family's history with the military, decided to join in the footsteps of his fathers or grandfathers or maybe other family members, something like that. Something that was just, he was maybe even pushed a little bit into this role. And of course, maybe he wasn't completely as martially minded and as militarily minded in the beginning. He probably wasn't. But of course, the military did their job and turned a blank slate into something which is, of course, now very focused on these kinds of matters. I think it's maybe even almost tragic because this might not even have been his first choice, but more or less it was like pushed into this area, and well, now that's just all he knows. But yeah, something like that.
Would that be related to the building of the border wall?
I think he would probably have maybe not been there while building it, but probably I don't know, maybe as a soldier guarding the border wall, or was there when they built it just to protect the workers, or maybe his unit was stationed in the area just to check that there was no influence from Belarusian agents trying to cross the border, even before the border wall, something like that. Yes, so he knows the area. This is where he was deployed, and I thought about creating him in a way that even now, as him being a Garou, this is still he uses this to patrol the area, at least in a sense, to check if something is going on, and maybe I thought of a character that maybe even still had a lot of government contacts too, and had a patriotic feeling to report things, which might more or less be in the interest of the Garou in the area. Something like that. Maybe not destructive, not to make a destructive character, but like somebody who's like, yeah, okay, so we did something in the area, and I've seen multiple people cross the border, which maybe probably are foreign agents. This might be bad for us if I tell the government about it, because, well, they might send a strike team or something to check out the area, and we are in this area. But this is still something that he feels obligated to do because, well, yeah, he's still in this military mindset. Maybe he's even still a part of the military. I don't know if this works with our chronicle. That maybe like a day job, how a day job in the military can really be, something in that in that area that he still is on payroll.
I'm wondering if there could not be a connection between Cheryl and you. I don't know if you already thought about it, Cheryl. Who brought you? Like one of the options is like you could have been hired, had a contract to build the wall security. Stuff like control cameras and stuff like that, surveillance around the wall, and that could be linked to Neil's character. But that just a thought. It's not the most compelling of ideas, but that's only one. Just I had this kind of I had this thread, but it's only possible.
Yeah, of course, we need to think about how all these characters somehow fit together. Like why and how would they be working together? And
it will come. It's coming.
That might be a possibility to connect somehow the multiple characters together.
Yeah.
Nils, it kind of sounds like your character changed later in life. It sounds like you've lived like quite a bit of your own adult life before becoming a Garou.
Yes, more like in the. I thought about maybe late 20s, something like that. Like the latest that's like not normal, but he's not extraordinary. Didn't change at like 40, but in his late 20s, maybe early 30s, when he already he joined the military shortly after school. Maybe he didn't even do completely till the end of school. Maybe he even joined up since his 18th birthday immediately. So he would already have at
maybe
least
the wall became one of the factors to anger him.
Yeah, something like that. But later in life. So this is also why I want to play him a little bit more. I don't know, not like as he changed relatively late. His induction into Garou society was only a few years ago, so maybe he's still, I don't know, not maybe learning the ropes, but yeah, not exactly sure what's going on around him, and this is something he would like to find out.
Yeah, at this stage, I think your Garou are like between a couple months and a couple years. Old Garou life, they're not like 10 years old Garous. Like Garou, I don't think so. Couple years, possibly up to 3, I'd say. I don't know, because as well we are young to the setting. You are young to yourself to the setting, so we don't want to be playing like Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi Garous. Like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Savage concept, serious. Kat, what about you? Who are you as a human? What did you do? When? Where? Why did you do it? before becoming a Garu, and maybe like something that in your personality already was ingrained, was already showing signs, or was completely at the opposite of what you are now, where you're in someone completely at an extreme, and your change brought wisdom. You know, it can be as well like this clash. The clash goes the other way. You were violent, and now you become wise. You know, it can be.
So
Tell us about that.
I had an idea when I got the
I
idea
bet
for
you were a
the
wolf.
character. Yes. But it's the more the Bills and Cassie talks, this idea I had grew a bit more. That me and possibly my brother was in a wolf pack who, for some reason or another, war or hunters or but it could have been killed the rest of the pack, so it's only me and him left. Would make for
I
a good
stole that idea
situation.
just to tell you it's going to because you told me that very early, a couple of weeks back, and of course that grew in my mind, and I used it for the scenario. It's gonna be very fresh. It just
Yes.
happened, actually.
Okay.
It just happened.
Again, would that fit with the idea that was what made me change?
So you could be a super young Garu.
Yeah. Because that would be a really traumatic experience. And then instead of making it cause a lot of rage against humans, I want to bring the two together instead.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I could that would be maximum 2 months. And
or that I
since it happened,
have changed,
if
or
I want
maybe
to
I
fit
have
things
changed
together.
earlier, so and the local people have heard about it, sent out hunters, so it's because of me that the pack was taken out because they tried to get rid of the werewolf. And again, instead of raging over people killing my family, I'm going the other way and trying to create the bridge between humans and werewolves, so it won't happen again because people are afraid, and the less afraid people are or scared, the less harm we are facing from them.
Yeah, nice. Mm-hmm.
So
I think they are.
Maybe that would,
like a very
in my mind, No, go ahead, Nils.
like a very turn the other cheek kind of deal, yeah? Or like or is that too extreme? Did I understand this wrong?
Not turn the other cheek, but instead of creating, maybe because I take again, if they killed my pack because they were hunting for me, I would feel responsible. So instead of escalating the situation into more killings and more wolves getting hunted, more forests getting destroyed, this old forest, going the other way and trying to make people see that it's not this us against them, that we can work together instead of killing each other.
A wolf lives something like 8 years, I think, 6-8 years, max 10, I think. Not sure, but they are adult at around 2-3 years old. So I think there are multiple wolf packs. It's a big forest. It's hundreds of kilometers It's a big forest, and the little village Bialowierza, the white tower at the border is it's really just a little village. There is one street, and with farms and traditional wooden houses on each side. There is a little farming. It forms like a big glade, but it's surrounded by forest. So yeah, there is wildlife. There is bisons. There is all you name it. They're all there. Endangered, of course. Hunted, poached. There is poaching. There is everything. And wood trafficking, all sorts of things. People trafficking, etc.
So the idea of protecting all that, but doing it by communication and building this bridge instead of protecting it from the outside, then make a collaboration to make
think you
people
were.
see what we see.
I imagine your brother Wolf was a vindictive one. Was someone always creating problems in the pack, and that's how you grew aware of what kind of issue that can you saw him creating problems in this wolf pack, and you realized that there are other ways. So you grew some kind of wisdom as a wolf. Anyway, you were possible. I think you were a chosen of Luna very early. You were marked by Luna very early. So you had already something going with you. Something a bit more than just natural, and that. And I see as well. So this brother being like more kind of the aggressive, like quick fix kind of guy, wolf, giving you the contrasts to be more the wise one. And I think that you were taken. I see you as a mentor, Garu. Because if you're a wolf, to introduce not only to the Garu society but the human society, like you need to learn math, Polish, English, the civil code. You need to learn law, all sorts of things like driving, and how fast and how can you manage that without a mentor. Or the pack took that on. The pack to that. We'll go through that. We'll come to that. But super concept.
That would be hilarious. Having one of the others try and teach me to drive.
Yes. All right. What I missed? Yeah, we're good. Awesome. Any question for between the three of you?
How old were you thinking about, Cassie?
Say?
Age. Niels was a bit older.
You said 27, 8, 9. When you're a Garu, you turn usually between around 16. Yeah. End of puberty.
I can have my character be one of the younger ones, like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, I saw her. Yeah, young as well. Yeah. And I think Kat, when you're in hermit form, I don't know what age would you be? 30? 25?
I thought a bit younger, actually, like 20, mid-20s maybe.
Okay, cool. So you were like a 3 years old wolf or something like that.
Yeah.
When you turned.
Adolescent. Yeah.
And cool. Auspice. So Cheryl, what? Let's start back the other way from cats. So this first change, so you changed, you spooked the people of the village. There was possibly some retaliation. Nothing I think you were part of a growing sentiment that really picked up and ignited after the event that is the turning point for the first scene of the scenario. Yeah. So you contributed to all that, but you're not directly like the retaliation did not come directly after. Otherwise, that would fuck up my whole story. but you definitely you fucked up somewhere. Something made you change. What was it? Did you and at under the moon, half moon? Yeah. Why the half moon? Because you were already. Bill, tell us about that. Why that?
Maybe since you said my brother, if he's the troublemaking one, maybe he would have been the one taking sheeps from the farms and being close to getting shot, and I would want to protect him. So he would have been in a situation, poaching, trapped in a trap, and me wanting to get him out of this made me change in order for me to get the resources needed. Instead of the adrenaline rush, it created a change instead.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's awesome. So he I think he was preying on the sheep, the straggler sheep, and he got punished for it because the farmers got pissed and started to trap the area. He got trapped, and as he was about to get executed or encaged or something, you arrived and you fixed it. But how? Did you kill the guy? Did you spook him away? Was there death involved? Did you kill a human being already?
No, but maybe more as make them crippled.
Brittle.
Crippled, so
Ah.
yeah, making so much damage that they would no longer be able to hunt or to farm, or what background they would be
Thank
from.
you. Yeah, nice gift to the GM. I have I have an NPC.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
So,
Okay.
while
And so you had this temperament already. So Luna she saw that you would be a nice, you would make for a nice philodox. She picked you because voilà, you already had this and I think a philodox wolf is pretty mighty. Is gonna be like this totally like straight judge, like like no compromise, like because if you to be the mediator or the judge in the middle, in the in between, but as a with the mind of a wolf. I mean, you're a werewolf. You're already learning to be human. You already had that. I'm just always wondering how far does it go into the psyche of a werewolf to be born such such.
Maybe as a wolf, again, if it's in an area with farms, we have all this wildlife, but my character would have been drawn to the humans in the area, because they will intertwine in nature. That's how we are as humans, right? So I think my character would have been curious on humans, trying to learn, and again, is it worth the risk trying to take a sheep instead of, because it's easy, instead of taking on a buffalo, because that's a lot of food, but they are dangerous too. So I think she would have been that kind of wolf, not necessarily afraid of humans, but trying to figure out, seeing that they are a part of nature too. They just don't know it themselves, maybe.
How culture is an extension of nature, and they don't really realize how rooted they are.
And just scolding her brother to no end, because why the fuck would you take a sheep when we have all this wildlife in the forest?
Right. Nice one. So yeah, the others, but let's keep her concept in Kat's concept in mind and see how it echoes with yours. And if you remember, if you have more questions for her, come back to Kat. Niels, you were born Garu under the full moon. That happened late, you said, and
Yeah, I was thinking.
Were you tagged by Luna from way before, or was this something she didn't see coming, but she saw potential and then she snapped you? How did that was this fate and destiny, or is this like a play of coincidence?
I think this was generally, more of a circumstance. Though I might even think that that my character would not be born under the new moon, but the new moon. The what was the other auspice called? The Ragabash, because of his not pure martial background in military intelligence. If that might work. So I don't know if that would fit in the group, because I don't see him as somebody who charges into violence, into firefights. I think he killed already, maybe more or less in self-defense. Though I might even think that his turning had nothing to do with the first life he took, making him more of, like, he's not hardened. There was no war in Europe or anything, but he knows the shit that's going down, and he knows, or at least he experienced it, maybe even firsthand. Maybe, as you already said, there was people smuggling over the border. Maybe people already shot at him, or at him with his unit. So of course they shot back and probably even most definitely killed people. And I think the turning was maybe like, I don't know. I don't know if it would fit better of something like fate, like Luna had already had something in mind, turning him into this very intelligent but maybe even a little bit brutal person to use against the apocalypse, or maybe it was circumstance. I really don't know what would fit better, to be honest.
I like the Ragabash option. I think it's because it's still a Garu. I mean, even Ragabash, even Theurges, when they turn into Krynos, they rip anything apart. They take a car and they make Lego with it. It's just, I don't know. But even a Ragabash, for sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. It fits the kind of like spy, double agent, counter intelligence.
A very practical mind, It's like traditions are nice, and if they work, it's nice. But if they don't, well, then traditions can also be thrown out of the window, because, quite frankly, in the end, the ends justify the means, and the ends have to be important, and they have to be reached. Everything else is secondary. Like, come on, we don't need to be held to a code of honor. If shit needs to happen, then shit needs to happen. We should never be brutal just for the sake of it. but if it needs to be done, then it needs to be done. Something like that in the area. Maybe even was built into a person like that through the military. He probably never started as that, because I as a person believe that humans are generally good. So he probably didn't start out with this very maybe cynical mind. I don't know, not cynical, but this kind of mindset more or less drilled into him.
Yeah.
And of course he probably, as they patrol the border and even live in the same area, of course also heard about the wolves that are becoming more and more, well, coming closer to humans. Probably nothing that really was important to him as a human, because, well, he's not a sheep herder or something. He doesn't care if some sheep get killed by wolves. It's just something that happens, I guess. But he probably heard of it. As living in the area, you probably all hear of the increased wolf presence. Yeah, something like that.
So new moon.
Yeah, new moon. Though, as I said, I don't know if circumstance or fate is better. I don't really know what would fit better.
It's all right. It's okay. Maybe it will come later. It's just as long as it inspires you. If you don't have something to not inspire you, we don't care. Or it's about what you have now. That it's enough. Kat?
A question to Nils about your military background. What rank do you see your character in? Are you a soldier taking orders, doing what others tell you, or are you middle officer or high officer? Are you the one taking the decisions?
I think you would probably be around sergeant, so middle officer, NCO, something like that, non-commissioned officer. Maybe squad leader, but he also always listened to orders. He had orders, and he had people under him, and was the middle ground, something like that. I would imagine that would be, at least in my eyes, a little bit more interesting, because as a regular enlisted, I don't know if your knowledge and your view is probably very narrow, and I think it would be a little bit too constraining, and yeah, so middle office or something like that.
So he had a team. You had a couple. You had some responsibility there. Yeah.
Yes. Team
You
leader.
were in charge for a couple months, a couple weeks, a couple days, a different team here and there.
Something like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Cheryl. When did you change? Under which moon?
Is
So
it the
third,
waxing
so
moon?
that's the crescent moon.
Yeah, I think it's a crescent moon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you think you changed? You changed in the out in the wild? How did you? Were you invited there by a spirit? Was it a job that took you there? Do you know already if that happened that way, or did you have your change in the city, and you had to make an escape? Did you lose some? Was this a bloody? I would have to come back to Niels with that, because we need maybe a couple of details more about the change. Was it a bloody one? What happened then? Yeah, Cheryl.
Yeah. In my mind, she changed maybe a few years ago. And it was in the city. In the book, it said that if the other Garu recognize that you might be one, then they can induce a change by attacking you. and forcing you to defend yourself. So
That's
in my
actually in the
mind,
book. That actually happens. What?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the kin seekers, they go and they look for the kin, which are undeclared. Wolf kin is a wolf that has had or not his its first change, but he has not sworn. He's not sworn to any patron spirit. He's not pledged.
Yeah. So to me, I think the glasswalkers or whatever like city wolves there were probably found or recognized her for her skill with technology and suspected and induced the change.
Page 43 of the core rulebook. Nice. So you were quickly mentored in, sort of like you were quickly introduced to the ways.
Yeah. I could have a mentor or some contacts in the city or like in the surrounding human settlements.
And okay, so that was to you strictly Garu induced. No spirit played a role in that. Thinking of your theurge, you know, kind of like tuned in to, like they could have possibly send a spirit to piss you off, like, you know, prep you, you know, like just piss you off the whole day, like with spirits all the way. Yeah, Kat.
Again, just a thought. This if they send Garu, they will then take that change with them to their cane, right? So it's not like when they seek kin, they will provoke them to change, but then take them into their care, right?
Yeah.
So again, just a pop-up thought. Could either Nils or Owen have been the one that was sent to change her?
Oh, that's a good thought. Yeah.
Might be a possibility, and it even fits relatively well with Owen's character. Like if he's this young activist, you know, for the good cause. Let's go. We heard there's somebody which needs us, you know.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And again, as a sniper, so he's trained with that mindset of yeah.
Yeah, he's a hunter. Yeah, he's a seeker.
To attack someone. Yeah.
I'll talk him through that during the week, and if it's not him, it's gonna be either of you guys. But it's gonna be Niels actually, because I don't think the wolf would be up to going to Warsaw and knock at the door.
Not even I personally want to go to a big city.
Yeah.
Well, it could be a double team, you know, 2 people. This is a perfect thing for the wolf to see a human society up close, and I could also see my character, because he would be a lot more clinical and come on, let's get this shit over with, and probably not very nice in doing so. Maybe like a taser in the back just to see what happens, not for fun, but you know, it's the quickest way. You can talk to people, yeah, but who cares? Just attack them and let's see what happens.
Yeah, it'd be nice to bring the wolf as well with you. Yeah, if Kat's was there, so she saw the extent of the, you know, the monster, the sprawling city monster. Would be a nice.
With 1 stone. You show a wolf human society and get a new pack member. Perfect.
And Cheryl, yeah, so you had this knack already for machine spirits already, yeah. in general. So that was like Luna prepped you for a while already, yeah.
Yeah. Already kind of attuned or aware of like the spirit world, even if she didn't understand that's what it was.
Yeah. Wonder how she's going to yeah, the first because you guys will be like a few months, a few years into that, maybe, because there is like the spirits of the weaver and the spirits of the wild, the spirits of the worm. They're all coming with their Gaia spirits. They're all coming with their language, their custom. So it's not the same to talk to the spirit of a car and the spirit of a tree. It's going to be a journey. Quoi.
I, as a
Could
person,
I?
love that. Sorry, can I say
Go
something? I as a person, love the fact this thought about talking to electronics, because I do that all the time, and we had an old car with it that went to whenever we go inside it. Just come on, you can start today.
Yeah.
So I really like the idea. I see it for me.
When I start my computer in the morning, it's like a 12 years old built myself computer. I'm like, I turn it down and I'm like, whatever. I'm like, if you don't want to, it's I shall not be upset. It's like, and I let him feel like, just when you try not to put pressure on something to make it happen one way or another, because if it doesn't happen, if it doesn't go your way, it's going to be it's gonna hurt. So I already prepare myself to the fact that maybe he's not going to wake up today. So like, anyway, choose your way. Yeah, I respect you. Something like that. We're very superstitious with a lot of things. Spirits are not far.
Don't stress in front of a machine doing weird shit, because it will just mess up even more.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Or it gives this impression. I don't know if it's this psychological, feedback when you block on something, and if you focus on that difficulty, you just you blow it. It becomes bigger and more. And it's this effect as well that, like they say with the worm, the way that if you have a place that is dirty and tainted and polluted, it feeds aggressivity in people. It feeds distrust between them, and that atmosphere creates, bleeds into the umbra and attracts negative, greedy spirits that will sort of like accentuate yet more and create this vicious circle. And whereas if you have a place filled with positivity, interconnectivity, people in tune with nature, that as well attracts appropriate spirits, and themselves, they will feed that peaceful atmosphere, and there will be like a feedback mechanism. So the Umbra is a lot to do with, and I think the apocalypse is a lot to do with like this thing of consciousness where you create your will and reality are connected. You create your own continuum by deciding what. If you lose your mother when you're 8 years old, it's this story. You have two brothers. They both are beaten by their father badly. Their father dies 20 years later, we interview the two brothers. One is super successful, the other is a failure. And we interview them and we say, why do you think you became who you are today? And they have the same answer. The successful one and the one who failed, they both answer, if you knew my father. So there is a way to short circuit, to say no to fatality. There is a way to deny this vicious circle, to the apocalypse, to the worm feeding itself from itself. There are ways to get free, to be free. Even in the face of adversity. It all depends on how you see things. And in the Umbra is very true, I think, because they keep repeating in the book. It's everything and nothing. It's all what you. It is in itself, but it's as well as much how you see it, that it appears to you and stuff. There is this sort of like magic of consciousness. And in Indian they call it tapasya. Yeah, it's the force of will, applied will. When you apply your will on something, it takes a certain shape. Sorry for the ramble. Tribes. Alors, we know that Cheryl, you'll be a glass walker. So what's the well, you had already. Because a tribe, how do you understand it? You guys read the chapters on tribes. They're as much as it's more of a calling, It's not as much as like a political party, or I don't know, an inheritance or something in the blood. It's something you choose. And it's someone as well you dedicate your life to. You pick. It's a lot to do to be taken into a tribe. It's to pledge your allegiance. It's to pledge service. It can come in different forms. Yeah, the patron spirit. Yeah, here for the mat, it's spider. Yeah. So it could be like a pledge, a plight. A cooperation. What kind of like deal? It could be just a deal, an agreement. But the moment you choose your tribe, and the patron spirit chose you, that must be something very strong. I think like it's a key moment as well. You have the first change with the moon, and the moment you realize that you want to pair with that patron spirit, because that patron spirit is willing the same. He has the same interests. How did that go with you for her? How did you get in?
I think Glasswalkers works with her because I think that she views technology and like human-made things as not inherently evil, or that they have a capacity for growth and change and creation, just the same as anything else. Yeah, so I think she would be someone who likes to create and repair and repurpose like the physical world and like work with those kinds of things.
So you stick to this. You like this thinker concept, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's how she fits in with her tribe, and she shares like those values around human society and the structure and inventions and creations that they have, and that the way that they are interacting with the world doesn't necessarily have to be bad, or that like there might be a way to help shift their consciousness to become more green and like sustainable. Yeah, so I think she's trying to figure out like how do we work with the people and the cultures that are here rather than wanting to say like let's just blow up all of the logging companies, like, and that'll solve the problem. You know, I think that she would probably find that very wasteful and like cruel and ultimately creating just as much bad energy and pollution and chaos as anything else.
Cool. How did you come in touch with that spider patron spirit? Did she appear to you as a spider proper? Did she appear to you as a series of pi metaphysical numbers? Was it I don't know, a photocopier, a printer talking to you in how this when was the deal sealed? Like this is proper supernatural, yeah. This needs to be, or I don't know, or maybe not. I don't know. There could be a way that it was implied always, and there wasn't really a question about it, and someone told you that you belong to. You know, you were a sister of the spider, or whatever I don't know term he would have used. How did you how do you think? Was there a revelation moment, like when you had a face-to-face interaction with your patron spirit? Is this a personal connection or just something that's in the air?
I think maybe a personal connection. In my mind, it's something simple, like doing repair on like an old cell phone. And then it like starts lighting up with text messages. And we're going back and forth, like communicating. You know, that like right. Already starting to connect through like digital spaces, and like electronic spaces.
Deadly. Yeah, okay, cool. Nice one. Niels, how about you? The tribe and the patron spirit. How did you get in? How did you get attracted? What happened?
That's now also it depends on in which direction we as a group think might be the best. I should move my character, because in my eyes I have two possibilities right now. Either the Silver Fangs, more going into this leadership role, you know, as well as a command, or at least as an NCO, leading of squads and all that kind of Shazam, or maybe more of the military intelligence role. Then I would believe maybe more like Shadow Lords, as more of power and domination in the background. I think those are the two that would fit, and both spirits would also fit very well. The question is, of course, which direction would fit the best into the group, because I could do both, and I would find both interesting. This is, yeah, for me, it doesn't really matter, to be honest.
Yeah, I really love both of those tribes for your character concept. They both seem like they fit really well.
I saw as well a ghost council could do as well.
Yeah, Ghost Council as well. Yes. So I was thinking about that he believes or finds this whole spirit Shazam a little bit, weird as a person that believes mostly in science, and of course has been a human all his life. All the spiritual things is probably not completely his direction.
Sure. When it comes to Shadow Lord, but you tell me as well, like my interpretation of Shadow Lords, and doesn't need to be the one, and there are like 1,000 Shadow Lords around that. They are more into getting more power. No, are they not into more like accumulating? Like
Yeah,
just
as I understand them, yes, more power. Generally, more power is always good. Though I thought that, or as I understand them, they are more of the power behind the face kind of people, like they are more the guys that plan things through. You don't need violence to fix every problem. This is like the I don't know. Yeah.
because I didn't see I didn't feel the concept of power too much in your what you had built so far.
More, yeah.
For me, that resonated more with Silverfang in the fealty, the mission, as in and you said it like no matter the cost, so the Ragabash, but the why, like we have the what you do, how you do it, it's the Ragabash way, but why you do it, it's for a good cause, something like noble. And I thought that fits more with the Silverfang, but that's just me again. Huh?
But they have one big thing that I don't think would fit at all, because they are proud and they don't want to bring dishonor on themselves. I cannot believe that a person so practically minded would care that much about honor. This is this one sentence about the ban from the patron spirit, and I don't think this would be something that he cares about, because he cares about results, not honor. You know.
Well, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I understood this wrong. How the patron spirits interacts with us, but
it depends where you put honor. Because if you have to be dishonorable to protect an honorable, sacrifice the few for the good of the many, this kind of militarized paradoxes, like conundrums. Because they are Ragabash Silverfangs, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
They must be somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not trying to. I like Shadow Lords. I'm super curious to see Shadow Lords, my too. But I'm wondering if possibly you can have a look at the gifts and see if the gifts gives you tip you on, tip the scale, and see if there are some things that are more attractive to you. Shadow Lords, I think there are a lot to do about scaring and manipulating, whereas the Fangs, they're more about uplifting the, and boosting.
More like
like good kings. No, just boost, like a character that boosts instead that a character that debuffs.
Yeah, as said, both things in my eyes would fit, of course. I would work in what fits the best for our group. Like, what do the others say? Well, what do you think? Should it be more of a practical leader, or more of a getting shit done no matter the cost kind of person? What would vibe more with the rest of you?
Did we know? Did Owen already talk about what clan he wanted to play or tribe he wanted to play?
Gale Stalker, yeah, Gale Stalker.
Oh yes, yeah.
So the hunters, the trackers, the sniffers.
Stop calling. I need to check out. Come on.
Arun.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, brings down the quarry, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
locate and destroy.
Locate and destroy. Yeah.
Yeah. I think from what I don't know, I think you're edging towards Shadow Lord. The way you say it, it's kind of like I think go for the
As said,
extreme.
the only thing that I dislike about the Silver Fangs is, of course, that they would not take actions that causes them to risk chagrin or lose renown. And this sentence in the rule book is something that throws me a little bit off, because I cannot believe him caring about renown that much. It's like I don't that doesn't
As a
really match.
military,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
because that would be the renown would be in conjunction with the greater Garou society, and I don't think this is something that he really cares about. A greater Garou society. This is what just trips me off a little bit, you know. But
because the main the main renown for Shadow Lord is glory. Like,
yeah, okay, yeah.
Think about the patron spirit. Would Thunder have chosen you? Thunder or Falcon, who is honor? Thunder is glory. Thunder, the patron spirit of the Shadow Lord, drives the meek into their dens and accounts the arrival of the vengeful storms. Thunder is often distant but always fearsome. Thunder is the furious herald of action and change.
Yeah, no, that doesn't fit. That's true. That's just that doesn't. It's not of action and change. It's about more leading towards the right direction, no matter the cost. Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree.
But you have Heartwarden, Stag, his glory too. But he's more the protector, because if you're possibly less of a kind of, well, we could imagine everything. It depends on the gifts. I don't know if you had a look already at the gifts. The Silver Fang Ragabash, it looks like a nice nice cocktail.
Yeah.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, no, honor makes a lot more sense than glory. This is of course I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Right. Give yourself a bit more time. We'll go with Kat. So Kat, how did that connection came to be? What does being part of a tribe meant? How was she chosen? Did she had a pull? Was it a push or a pull? You know what I mean? And it's with Gorgon, yeah. The Black Furies, it's with Gorgon, so it's something quite weird. You're muted.
There. I think it fits quite well with the Philodox, because the Philodox judge and find this middle ground, and the Black Fury is about words. Give me a moment. I had it up before.
Vengeance, justice.
Justice was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Justice,
retribution.
I think they fit well together. that it's not revenge, it's justice, and to make justice you have to find that balance. So maybe it makes sense if it's again this whole situations around her brother and the pack, that she sees it from both sides. That maybe again her brother wasn't killed because she saved him, but he wasn't killed, so she didn't kill the human. He got the same scarring that her brother did. His horse got caught in the trap, and she made him have the same. So you have this. That it's justice. It wouldn't make sense to again make sense, but she wouldn't kill him because he didn't get so far as to kill her brother. So she would be a lot with this. And again, if this was the situation or another situation before her pack got wiped out, that the Gorgon would have come to her in a situation where she was troubled about humans impacting her pack in a negative way, and she would have this, okay, do we need to kill these humans? Do we go against them? Or do we try to, again, communicate in some way? Do we draw back or do we push forward? And the Gorgon would have come to her and told her that, okay, this is an unfair situation. But just because they are unfair to you, you can be fair to them.
Can I ask why not the Heart Wardens? I mean, Fury is in the name of the Black Furies, and your character seems very fair and reasonable and merciful.
Yeah, but it's the reason I fell for furries again. Is it Fury or furries? Because I saw it as black fur.
It's fury, like anger.
Okay, but for what I see, in the archetypes, it's the one that caught me is EMT. So they are caring.
The Heart Warden are caring less for a cause, but more for a place or a certain people or a certain group, or either a place or a group. Whereas the Black Fury, I think, like if there is injustice, it doesn't matter where and when, they step in. Whereas the Heart Warden is about it's our forest, or these are our people, kind of like that. Yeah.
The Black Furies, it says like they pursue their goals at all costs. And it says, right, the words that are associated with them are like dismantle and demolish and liberate and overcome. I guess not to say that you can't be a Philodox Black Fury, just as you're talking, your character does just seem very compassionate and understanding.
She wants to break down the barriers between animals and people. And what was the other you said? I have read it, I promise, but my brain won't always store it. So break down and build up. What was the other thing you said, Cheryl?
There was liberate, overcome, dismantle, demolish.
Liberate.
At all costs. I like the idea of like you said, it's a philodox. They're furious about justice, but she still want to implement that justice in a balanced manner.
To all, because she sees why the humans are hunting her pack too, because we take their sheeps. So she will still have that mentality of they have their reasons to do what they do, as well as we do. So she wants to break down the barrier between the three groups, humans and animals and the Geru, and make it make a band instead.
You see the favors as well, just to look in more details at the difference between Heart Warden and Black Fury. They're both their patron spirits are both glory, renown. Yeah, it's both glory. But the favor for stag, and one is Gorgon and the other one is stag. So the heart and the stag. And the stag is looked to by many as the father of the forest, with great sways of a beast and even flora. And the bonus is may add a die to any dice pool involving survival, animal ken, or nature-related craft. Whereas the Black Fury, you add a die to a pool used to oppose or circumvent someone or something in a position of power. So I'm just discovering that not discovering it, but rediscovering it with you. Now I think you fit both case, but for both tribes. But you defended your case quite clearly for the Black Furies. It's not Black Furries.
Like.
They're all black dogs, black wolves.
Exactly.
And how was that finding that family for you? How did you make this pact? How was this? Was there? Did Gorgon came to you? If we settled on Gorgon, because I can imagine much more easily like the heart, this big stag coming from this primeval forest, accosting you. It's a lot easier to imagine that. But actually, it's interesting because Gorgon is a very humane. It's a humane entity. Yeah, it was born of it's a Greek mythology, and
Medusa.
she could possibly come with something like, I need a wolf. I need to bring like new, fresh, strong wolf blood into the Garu realm. I am Gorgon, born out of the imagination of man. But I need some kind of judge that is rooted in nature. What do you see? I think it's cool that Gorgon, being such a human, well, she has all those snakes and stuff, okay. But she has this human background, but she comes and cuts a deal with a werewolf. So what's in it for you? What's in it for her? Tell us. I'll think of it. Think on it. We'll take 5 minutes. We'll take a moment, We'll go for a little bio break. Take your time. I'm not far, but we'll reconvene in 5 minutes. That gives you a moment, Kat, for brainstorming that if you want to, or you can keep it for later. It's just a detail, as long as you know. And Niels as well. You probably know more when we come back. Putain, it's cool. There's so much to explore, to ask. So many angles we can just. Yeah. Let's not get too deep because it's only for a one shot. So fucking.
I've already thought about it a little bit, and I've read both texts one more time, and I think I'm more and more thinking about Shadow Lords. One of the main reasons is one of their gifts, which I find very thematical and I like very much. It's I now need to find it again. It's this fatal flaw gift. You know, the figuring out where the weak spot of your enemy is. This is something which I think fits very, very well for somebody who worked in intelligence, more or less.
Yeah,
Don't
absolutely.
strike before you know what's going on. This is the most important thing. And that fits perfect. I really like that. I think that really fits.
Yeah, and it's a termite spirit who taught you that gift as well. So it's really like, you know, going into the creaks and knocks and stuff and hiding in the little, you know. So it fits. Yeah, totally. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I knew that there was a way to make a decision, you know, and looking, comparing stuff.
So I think Shadow Lord would fit perfectly. Even though I have to say I find the name Shadow Lord a little bit over the top, to be honest. But okay.
Yeah, it's the most cringe of again.
Yeah, it really is.
It's very 90s.
Yes.
It's very 90s, edgy, dark.
Yes. The concept is interesting, but come on, you have a better name.
Get a name. Shadow Lord.
Yeah.
But they were competing in the lore of the previous editions. They were competing tribe basically. It's not really sure. I'm not really so well versed in it, but they were either competing against the Silver Fang for dominion over the Garou nation, or or they were spying and they were or it's thanks to them that they could kind of like clear corruption from the bottom up, sort of, and make room for the Silver Fang to be where they are. There was this kind of like double connection between them. Not really clear. Who was helping who, in fact, if they were not, because without the Shadow Lords, the Silver Fang could not stand. So he wasn't really sure who is actually the actual leader. And I think at this point in history, where the Garou nation just collapsed, they are properly like it's even less clear who leads. There is no more nothing like anymore like a leader of the Garou nation, because there is no more really establishment. Yeah. All right. I'll see you in 5. Thank you so much, guys. Very inspiring. It's good, Cheryl, that you picked the ghost in the shell kind of concept, you know? Spirit in the machine. It's nice. Clash. I want to hear more about Neil's quest for power. And actually, yeah, what's the patron spirit of the Shadow Lords?
Thunder.
Thunder. Yeah, we talked about it. How did that connection happen? How did you? Was this a personalized encounter? Were you struck by lightning? I don't know. What's the story behind that? When did the deal? When was the deal cut?
I don't know if there ever was a singular point where the deal was cut. I think it started even when he was still only a human. That, as said, that there's multiple ways to achieving your goals, but in the end, the goals need to be achieved. And as said, I don't know if they are only about power. They're also about exploiting other weaknesses, something like that, strategies. I think this was just generally how he already lived his life as a human. And maybe even some of them tried to recruit him. Like after his first turn, he was talking to some of that tribe, and yeah, it's the whole situation he really enjoyed. Maybe even because these were kind of people that were not so completely alien to him. You know, like some of the Garou tribes are to any reasonable human, to be honest. Yeah, I think something like that.
Solid, nice. Okay.
So not this explosion, though that would of course really fit with Thunder, to be honest. More of a gradual, just being pointed in this direction, and him always living this life, always going forward, always trying to maybe even reach the next rank as a member of the military, something like that, and then just being pulled into it. Maybe even one of the tribe was there when he first turned, something like that. I think would fit.
Sure. Love it.